So it started in 2004. Yes. See the bamboo sticks over there. Where?
Dari Bagang ke Landra. Kalau Bagang kan di dekat-dekat sini, Pak. Dan di luar sana. Jadi tidak ada mie orang, tidak ada mie orang. Tidak ada mie ikan mau tidak ada mie udang.
The Indonesian archipelago consists of about 17,500 islands, about 6,000 of which are inhabited, and has a coastline of 81,000 kilometers. Home to 240 million people, it is the fourth largest nation in the world. The region is the global center of marine biodiversity, with highly productive ecosystems such as coral reefs, mangroves, and seagrass meadows. These ecosystems stabilize the coastlines, are significant repositories of genetic information, and play a vital role in the livelihoods of coastal people. However, recent developments have brought Indonesian reefs to the brink of extinction. Over 60% of the Indonesian population lives in the coastal zone. They call their land Tanah Air Kita, which means our land and water. In the so-called Coral Triangle between Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Papua and North Australia, more than 75% of all known coral species are found. To the northeast, the Pacific Ocean is warmer and has a higher water level than the Indian Ocean in the southwest. As a result, the so-called Indonesian through-flow rushes through the archipelago, bringing nutrients into the region. That is why it is an ideal, fertile place for corals, fish, and turtles. In the Spermonde Archipelago in southern Sulawesi, everyday life is entangled in an international web of market forces, which has in turn created a dangerous relationship with the local environment. Years of bombing and cyanide fishing have critically depleted fish stocks and decimated coral reefs. To supplement their incomes, local people have become the first link in the lucrative global trade chain for rare and endangered species. Today, the coastal ecosystems are under enormous pressure due to rapid social and economic changes and are threatened by overuse and environmental degradation. Most islanders make their living from the sea. They fish because land is scarce, while access to the fishery is open to everyone. Overfishing and water pollution drive them further and further out to sea to catch at least a minimum amount of fish. Not only edible fish is targeted. Sea cucumbers have been exploited for many years for the Chinese market, and ornamental fish are exported for Western and Asian aquaria. Bombs and cyanide are often used to fish more and faster to satisfy an increasing demand for seafood on international markets. When I was young, we caught big fish. We just used a hook and line to catch them. Now, the fish are small.
Waktu itu
I was looking for fish and then I saw the fish swarm, so I prepared a bomb. But the bomb exploded too early. It all happened in the blink of an eye. A dominant feature of these islands is the Punggawa Sawi, or patron-client system. The relatively wealthy Punggawas lend boats and money to the Sawis who go fishing. In exchange, the Sawi have to sell all their catch to their Punggawa at a lower price than they might get elsewhere. Punggawas and Sawis are bound together by a web of debt and mutual obligations. Thus, extremely poor fishers rank lowest in an exploitative global network of fishermen, traders and markets, with serious effects on the reefs and their own lives. The daily needs of local people are seldom effectively addressed in environmental policy. Together, scientists from Germany and Indonesia started a project to study the motives of fishermen who use techniques that threaten the very basis of their existence. The results will help in the quest for solutions.
Problems in our coastal study areas are a reduction in fish population, pollution, coral degradation, and not least of all, a poor and growing population. Our research aims to examine how human-nature interactions create these problems. Our approach is interdisciplinary between the natural and social sciences. It is also participatory. We want to include the priorities of people who live with the ecosystems that are under threat. We found innovative potential in mariculture to support people's livelihoods, coastal erosion control, and also in renewable energy. We hope to combine these knowledge systems in support of a better future for the people in these coastal environments and for the ecosystems they depend on.
Social and natural scientists embark to a number of islands in the Spermonde Archipelago, also known as the Sangkarang Islands. They work together in the Indonesian-German SPICE program. The aim of this group of researchers from both countries is to analyze coastal social-ecological change in Indonesia. For 9 days, they will discuss with island people to understand local thinking about the reef environment. The SPICE researchers focus on fishing practices, environmental degradation, and local livelihoods. The ultimate question is how to ensure a sustainable future for coastal ecosystems and the people who depend on them.
Well, part of this trip, first we're trying to develop a new method for social ecological system research, and we expect that we have several objectives for this, like to see how the livelihood of fishermen dynamically adapt to the changing seasons.
Jadi yang kita harapkan bahwa kita dapat memberikan masukan yang lebih baik kepada masyarakat nelayan.
I hope we can give inputs to the fishermen and that the people will accept us, so that we can talk about practices that could make their lives better.
Apa yang kita berikan sebagai bentuk pertukaran antara ilmu dan praktis dalam masyarakat, sehingga itu membuat mereka bisa hidup lebih baik.
Many of the islands are tiny, just enough space for a few houses. Fuel is expensive, and people collect driftwood from the shore for cooking. Electricity is available only for a few hours each day. Everything the inhabitants need must be brought in from the mainland by boat.